What's going on, good people? Mm. What's going on, good people? Get a little pre-gaming in here. Make sure the stream is where it needs to be. Woo! Whew. Hold on. Andrew, what's good? Beautiful Monday. What channel tonight? ACC Network, I believe. But do not quote me on it. CH, what's good? Oh. Oh. Let's get a good stretch in there. Ooh, T Will. I think I am. I think I am. Who told you? Who listen? Who told you it was coffee, Mr. Rummage? Are you sure? Sean East, what's good? Why did you assume it's coffee? It could be Coca-Cola. I'm in there for sure. Gonna be at the Glow game Thursday night. Yep. Mm-hmm. Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Rummage, why don't you hold down the chat for about Mr. Rummage, why don't you hold down the chat for about 3 minutes? Good, sir. If y'all hear anything in the background, don't panic. Because I'm going to leave the door open. Make sure I give everybody warnings. Ugh. What? What? Oh, let's do it. Hold on. What y'all in here doing? Y'all been in, hold on, y'all been in here causing trouble. Oh, hold on. What's going on? Thought they were gonna pull it off for a second. Mm, 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 mm. Hold on. Nobody sips soda like that unless it got. Yeah, yeah, fair point. We do have Miller Lite in the back. I should go grab a Miller Lite right before the show. Mm, just grab a nice cold Miller Lite. Steve, Nikki went to the yeah, Red State, lower expectations on the Yum Center. Paul, one, one. I'm listen. Don't worry, I'm gonna talk about that second hour. Mm. Second hour, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a little quick pregame where I identify the unacceptables. I'm gonna give you Maven goggles to identify the unacceptables. Um, Remind me to give Paul Rogers his credit. Um, I left the game early, so I was in my car for a couple of plays. And when I went back and watched the game, I felt like I had already saw the plays, and it reminded me how good Paul Rogers was. Uh, it's fixable. We'll see tonight. We'll see tonight. Was it anomaly, trouble, fixable? Mm. It's gonna be one of those choose your own adventure. If he was a lunatic in practices last week's, it'll be the road to fixable. If it was just more of the same, that's trouble. Football game was so much fun. I was telling Steve, if that's considered a bad crowd, I'll take it. And like I said, and that flight deck, we might need like get a we might need to put a drone over the flight deck so people can see how turned the flight deck is. We need drone footage. We need drone footage of the flight deck. And when you can kind of what do you call it? It's estimate, but you can grid the flight deck to determine about roughly how many people are up on the flight deck. Yeah, to the Sandman and to the Sandman. Mm. And you got to remember, we got the nice stadium with the chair backs that make you comfortable. You know what? We should turn the road section. We should turn those into bleachers. We should put the road fans in bleachers. Just hard concrete bleachers. I don't know what the attendance was. Think you'll get more Caleb Glenn for sure. Yeah, we should give the road fans we should have like 15 rows of bleachers and be like, here, y'all can have that. And you know how like Notre Dame has the little squares? We should do that. We should give them the Notre Dame squares bleacher section and be like, deal with it. G Mister, what's good? They would be gone by halftime, no backsport, right? Or you got it, and if they try to bring the little foldable chairs, like, nah, we don't allow those in our building. We don't allow the we don't allow foldable chairs in the building. It might be contraband around here. So we confiscate everybody's little bleacher chairs. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. So what we're gonna talk about today, rummage? It's a great start. Right. Make them look. You'll be amazed how quiet everybody get with your back hurting over there. Football. All football. uh yeah, that's not gonna happen. Somebody just come off the top rope. Boom. Get off my coach's chair. Boom. Mm. What would coach say? What would coach say as a pregame speech for this game? Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, if we did an exhibition like that and we got ready for this game, if coach was coaching this team and we played like that, or let's say if Coach Crumb's team, if he was coaching this team right now, the starters, if Coach Crumb coached this team, the starters for this UMBC game would be Tyler, Tyler, Tyler. Mike might get drugged. Mike might get drugged into the guys in trouble on principle. So the starters for this game will be Tyler, Caleb Glenn, Jovanovich, Tyler, Caleb Glenn, Jovanovich, Big D. If we lost that exhibition game and coach was coaching this team right now, it would be Tyler, Caleb Glenn, Jovanovich, Dennis Evans, and and Manny. And Manny. 100%. Yep. That would be a starting lineup. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. We might have some quick, funny content. Hey, Tick, I got a quick question for you, okay? I'm going to put you on speaker so everybody can hear your answer. Okay. Tick, you on speaker.
What's up?
Now, if one of your teams went out and stunk it up in that exhibition game, right?
Yeah.
If Coach Crum was coaching this team for this UMBC game, who would he start?
You talking about
if Coach Crum was coaching this UMBC game with these players, what would his starting lineup be? Because my point is, when we got in trouble, he throw one of them goofy lineups out there just because we all in trouble.
Man, one time he pulled the whole starting line.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And didn't play the starters the rest of the game. Right?
Listen, so who would he like from this team if he was coaching this squad?
It's hard to say because it would just be whoever he thought was playing the hardest.
Right. Listen, I said Tyler, Caleb Glenn, Jovanovic, Dennis Evans, and Manny.
Yeah. Because his older players is who he got on the hardest than everybody.
Yeah. He would have benched Trey, Sky. He'd have benched Mike James.
He could definitely be on the bench.
I know. Yeah. Listen, I was just like I said. I just know, Coach. Like he don't play that, man. Just like you go out there and give some embarrassing effort.
When we lost that, man, the whole starting five changed for a week.
Right. All right. Get back to it. Yeah, I was just messaging you real quick. All right, yeah. Coach is changing up that whole starting lineup. Yeah, he was like, yeah, you benching Marcus. We benching Nate. We benching all y'all. And listen, and don't mess around. Don't mess around and let that backup lineup come out balling. Y'all might not even play today. If he put that backup lineup in, and Jovanovic and Tyler and those guys is killing it. Caleb mess around and have Caleb Glenn would mess around and have 20, 22, and 14. So Caleb Glenn will start the year leading the team in points and rebounds. Yeah, Coach Crow, he wouldn't play that. Yeah, he benching all the starters. Yeah, he benching the starters. He's gonna be funny with the lineups. Hold on. Okay, that one must be spilled. There you go. Yes, normal nerd guy. Do you think if Louisville wins out and goes to the ACC chip, the game with the ACC, would it rig the game to get a guaranteed team into the playoffs due to the possibility of conference dismantling? Probably. Yeah. If we hit Florida State, listen, I don't want to sound like a loser guy, but if we're in the ACC championship, we definitely gonna get jobbed. or they might cheat for us just to make sure nobody gets in the playoffs from the ACC. So we might get all the calls. Listen, they might give us all the calls. Jeff Brohm's going to get National Coach of the Year. We beat Florida State. We get left out of the playoffs because we don't have the strength of schedule. So both look. Then they're gonna make Florida State play Alabama in the New Year's Six or something. Then we're gonna have to play like Michigan in the New Year's Six. They probably gonna look. they gonna look. They might rig it and let us beat Michigan because Michigan's in trouble. Uh huh. Yeah, they might try to. They might try to screw the whole conference. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Got a little nervous there. I ain't have my headphones. Uh, yeah, you know, in football, it take years for them to even give you a shot if you're not a traditional name. But yeah, if I was Florida State, I'd be worried about that. Oh, I think make sure y'all are listening at the beginning. I think Nikki has a good opening mashup. I think it's gonna be fun to listen to. Mm. Shout out to Mom's Gelati too. She's doing her thing, getting making sure the veterans got tickets. Shout out to her. So if y'all see her stuff, make sure you share it. Lou, I wouldn't call it. Hold on. It's we live, Nikki.
Cool. Got you.
Okay, just don't say anything too crazy. Jeez, heavy hand. Paul Rogers comes up at 11 o'clock. Bye, Alicia. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, don't get in trouble messing around with me in here. Congratulations. Right, Brohm catching dudes on the visits. You was nervous? Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, bro. Look. Watch for guys decommitting. They ended up. Look, and Thursday night's a good night. Let's get some of these recruits in here during the week. Play. It's gonna be dudes not playing on the high school teams. Thursday night. Let's get some unofficial visits for the Virginia game. We still got about 3 minutes, so don't freak out, y'all. Y'all better be ready to roll. Our intern got a full Dina show in there. Our new intern got his first full show in there. Okay. That looked a little more violent. Let's have a great week. Bring the energy. Starting tonight. Diana Long in the building, formerly known as Secretary.
With in-stock inventory and installers who do quality work. We'll come to you, bring samples, and find a product.
Diana Long, formerly known as Secretary in the building. What up? What's happening? Oh, you're right. Formerly recognized as Secretary. Sorry, girl. In the building. I know. Let's get it. I'll put the radio sound. Hey, Nikki. Remember, no Derek A. Stewart till I get you that new commercial. Remember, no Derek A. Stewart till I get you that new copy. That's a good point. CH. I'm using the noise. Y'all, I'm using this noise cancellation function. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm using this noise cancellation function.
They don't get back. Hayward's look at this steal. Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop. Oh, my goodness. Marcus Maven.
I haven't.
And you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville. Marcus in the open floor. Hops incredible. Here comes Maven off the steal. Oh, my goodness.
Get up. Let's get ready for Marcus Maven. You're about midway to the midday with Marcus Maven. And you can call in, I lay back and just listen to Marcus Maven. So sit back and relax and watch Maven.
Break it down like this.
Woo!
Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage.
It's got to reload. Here, start it and I'll interrupt you.
Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Oh, what a moment. Nikki, I'm going to blame him again. Here's the problem. Nikki had a last-second emergency. I got Paul Rogers. I'm sitting here looking through the window at Paul Rogers. What are you supposed to do with that? How do you juggle that right there? Is Steve Rummage in the building? Because Nikki V's not in the booth, and I don't have my crowd. I feel like I've done a huge disservice on such an exciting Monday. You know, Mondays are like our Saturdays around here. It's okay. You get a pass, Nikki. That's Paul Rogers. Let me just tell y'all really quick. because
I got it. Sorry.
Paul Rogers gets a chance to get in his car and get on the radio. Let me just tell you, I left the game early, of course. I'm riding in my car and I'm listening to Paul Rogers. And then I get home, and when I finally go back and watch the game, I didn't realize that I didn't see these plays in person. I was listening to Paul Rogers describe the plays, and it took me a while to realize I didn't actually see those with my own eyeballs. I heard them, and I knew exactly what was going on the play. Remix.
Let's keep going. 11. The number of the day is 11. Wonderful. I love it. Oh, boy.
You guys are both on.
What? All I do is win.
Plummer from under center gives to Jordan, jumps and scores. Went high and over the top. And Jawar Jordan has just scored his 11th touchdown this year, but that's going to kill his average, Craig. His 12 touchdowns have averaged over 27 yards. Well, pressure on the quarterback, sacked at the 6-yard line. Third sack of the day. First and 10 to the 39 as we start the second quarter. They're at the Tech 39-yard line. And here's a handoff again to Guerrero. Plows through a hole, pulls out of a tackle at the 10, and he's gone. Touchdown, Guerrero! Here's Drones faking the handoff, throws over the middle, poked away. Great play. An intercepted on the rebound. The Cards have it. Quinn came up with it when it was poked away for the receiver. Here's the snap, and there's a give to Guerrero. Slams ahead to the 30, on the loose again to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Guerrero!
This one's not coming back. A 36-yard jaunt straight up the middle, and you give this guy an opening, and he's gone.
Will he throw? Will he run? Will he try anything? He hands the ball off, and he is knocked to the ground right there for no gain. And that, folks, is the old ball game. Another stellar performance by the Louisville Cardinals, especially on the defensive side of the ball, as Louisville improves to 8-1, 5-1 in the ACC. The Cardinals have won 10 in a row at home. 34-3 is the final here. When your number is called, you got to perform. And Louisville had several guys do that today, and Jody Denley is with one of them.
Excellent job, Mr. Rogers. Excellent job. I enjoyed it so much. What's up, Steve?
Well, me. After listening to that, how amazing is that, man?
And did you hear Mr. Rogers trying to stunt with the extra Guerrero? Oh,
he was awesome. Listen,
showing off. Come on. Like,
Paul's one of the best. I mean, Paul is the best. Like, I've listened to other radio, broadcast, and every time I do, I'm like, they're okay.
Well, Steve, let me cut you off real quick, because we actually have the voice of the sports gods himself, Paul Rogers.
Hey, gang.
Listen,
I was in here talking to Nick. I was recording a spot. He said I should come in and say hello.
Here's the thing. This is what I was saying. I left the game early, of course, as I always do. I leave the game early. I'm listening to you on the way home. When I put on the game to rewatch it, I didn't realize that I didn't see it live. And then I realized you were describing the game so well for me that I wanted to make sure I put in my notes. I wanted to make sure I directly complimented you for making me feel like I saw the game with my own two eyes, and I didn't. So I just props.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's what we try to do and hope to do. And it's when you got a team like this, it's just so much fun. I mean, they're so dynamic. The defense has been lights out, and just hope we keep it going.
Okay, I got to ask this question. Just one of those throw you on the spot questions. Compare this defensive year.
Boy, Charlie Strong has some good defenses. We've had good defensive.
Was that because of the amount of pros, or did they have this same like aggression level?
Well, I think he was a basic solid defensive guy. And Louisville over the years has had some really good defensive players, we all know, but I don't know if I've seen a group that's this deep.
Right.
I mean, the way the defensive line just keeps rolling new bodies out there, and the way they dominate the line of scrimmage, which then makes, when your front is controlling things, it makes it so much easier behind that. And just the way every player, every situation, The way they're just so confident, so aggressive, and they get into it emotionally, as does the crowd. I think the crowd has been fantastic, and I think the team feeds off the crowd, the crowd feeds off the team, and that just snowballs. So, gosh, it's been as good as I can remember.
Say a perfect symbiosis between energy, the team energy. Thank you so much for stopping in. That was Paul Rogers, good people.
Yeah, man. Seriously, cannot thank him enough. He is the best, man. He really is. And to be able to listen to him as a kid and then come back and like my son listens to him now, and like my son got to meet him at Roosters.
Stepping away for 1 second.
As soon as he started talking, I could tell my son didn't know who he was. And I was like, Elijah, I want you to meet Paul Rogers. And as soon as he started talking, my son was like, oh. And I'm like, so it's just, man. I mean, the longevity and just how good he is.
I mean, even though, Steve, you know how when you're in Kroger and you start talking and they say, you Steve Rummage?
Yeah. Listen, you want to know what I'm going to have to admit on air right now? And this is going to be one time only, and we're never going to do it again, okay? We're never going to talk about it again.
I'm listening.
All right, you ready?
I'm listening.
When I'm up at Buffalo Wild Wings, Kentucky fans are so nice to me, dude. And it's like, I'm like, stop it. Be ugly. Yell at me. Say something. Tell me I'm stupid. Refuse my service. Anything.
Give me a reason to justify my trolling.
Every time, man. I had a guy yesterday. He was a former LMPD officer, right? Big Kentucky fan. He was just like, such a good dude, man. And like I'm sitting there and like I'm like, gosh, this is such a nice guy. And we're talking and we're, and his family's there. And I'm like, like, y'all are so nice. But no, it is cool, man. When somebody last week, I was there and somebody said, I know your voice. And I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, and I always like to play it off like, oh yeah, it's probably somebody else. They're like, no, you're Steve Rummage. I'm like,
guilty.
Yeah, I am. Guilty. Yeah, it's me. Like,
okay,
pretty unimpressive to see in person.
Okay, Steve. So what do we do with this? Look. I was going to dare you before, like I said, before we were graced with Paul Rogers' presence. I was going to dare you to make the joke that I knew you were going to make. Okay, on a Thursday.
On to Virginia, baby.
I was like, no.
Glow game.
You will not take this from me.
I can't remember. Who did we play? We beat somebody this weekend. I can't remember what it was.
We steamrolled some crappy team.
But it doesn't matter unless you win the next one.
Yeah.
So
the most important game.
I mean, at this point, Marcus, it's playoff or bust. It's like,
how many ways can you ruin a show?
Yeah, it's playoff or this whole season was a failure. And honestly,
ways to ruin a show, Steve.
Jeff Brohm goes into next season on the hot seat. Like, if we're not in the playoff,
listen,
a colossal. I'm going to do what they do. A colossal, massive failure. Look, a November swoon
with the previous coach's players. Let's see when he brings his own.
Yeah, let's see what he does.
But can he develop freshmen? Well, he doesn't.
Did he have the number one recruiting class or transfer class? Yes. But can he do it again?
Can he look? I haven't seen the third string backup quarterback yet. When you're up 33, there's no excuse for not having played at least 4 quarterbacks.
And everybody has a third string running back that you can just plug in and run over people. Every good team in the country has one of those. Isaac Garendo was awesome. And here's the thing. This is what I love about this team. It's not that you're like, oh man, like I just expect, well now, you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, going into the next game, he's a starter. He's got to take minutes. It's like, no, this team,
gosh,
there really is no super.
They have a great spirit about them, a great togetherness spirit.
The first 2 on Twitter were Jaws and Maurice Turner. We're like, Isaac Grendo is y'all are just seeing what we know he can do. Like, yes, it was kind of game specific, but it's like, yeah, no, they were the first two on Twitter. Like, he's a beast. I'm glad y'all know that now. Like, y'all, like Jaws is like Jaws probably it was like, I want more credit. Y'all see what I'm keeping on the bench?
Right.
Like these dudes behind me, it's like you and Quentin Bailey. Nobody will praise Quentin Bailey more than you. And I don't mean this disrespectfully, but I mean, you are basically what kept him on the bench.
Yep.
And nobody gives him higher praise than you, on and off the air. I'm telling you, man, Jaws and those guys are like, Jaws is seriously, I believe he's like, you realize what's behind me? Like, these dudes are animals, man.
That keeps you laser focused in your practices because, again, there's only 38 runs in a game. There's only a certain amount of rushes in a game, and for you to get 9 of them, those just 9 opportunities to make it happen. I mean, what do we see? Guys get 11 rushes for 160 yards. And here's the thing: take a second and say, this is how awesome our offensive line is. Because right now we have the parents of all the offensive line. They're waiting for us to say, give my kids their props. Give our offensive line kids their props.
Well, we're gonna give the people who don't get talked about a lot of props today. I've got one in mind specifically. But yeah, you're right, man. You're right.
Yeah.
And add in, Marcus. That was a banged up offensive line. I mean, Willie Tyler and Brian Hudson played, and they were a little, they've been on the mend.
And you say banged up, and like you said, game specific, banged up, like without practicing, so you can't be as sharp. It's like they overcompensated with violence.
Because to my knowledge, Willie Tyler and Brian Hudson, I don't think practiced at all this week, and if they did, it wasn't much.
Also, you brought it to my attention. Their coach, and their compliments to our team.
Oh, that man! If you get a chance, go and listen to
what's the Virginia Tech?
Is it Pry? I think it's Coach Pry. Go listen to him and listen to him talk about your Louisville football team and the amount of respect he had for the personnel. I mean, he essentially had. You'll have to listen to it, but let me give you the nuts and bolts rundown. He essentially said, we're not as bad as they made us look. And I've got to find a way. Now, again, I'm paraphrasing totally. None of this is quotes. But if you listen to it, you're like, I'm just saying the whole totality. This is what he said. I've got to go back and find a way to convince my guys that we did a lot of good things. They're just too big, too strong, too physical for what we can compete with. And too well coached. And too well coached. He said it all. I mean, that's what his whole press conference was. You could tell he was like, not really mad at my guys. Like they got pushed. They couldn't get off the blocks. They got, the different things like, hey, Louisville. I mean, he said it. He goes, that's what they do. He said, they get you behind the chains. He said, we practiced all week long. Louisville gets you behind the chains early and you can't get it back. He said, the first play, they come through like a herd of animals and just, it was like, I mean, that first play.
No, he said Louisville, it was a litmus test. To see what we are,
where we're at, because he knows like, hey, we're going to get back to where Virginia Tech needs to be, but we're not there. We're not there. That first play, Marcus, you could have got up and left. You watched that first play.
I couldn't believe the game. I couldn't believe it, Steve.
You could get up and said, yeah, they can't play with us.
I could not believe it.
I'll take it a step further and say the first drive, because it was so dominating. It was like that they're not. Marcus, in 2 games, 8 quarters of football, we've given up 3 points and allowed a team to get across midfield 4 times.
It's insane.
That is ridiculous against Duke, a top 25 Duke team, and Virginia Tech.
That's insane.
So of course we're going to lose Thursday. We're due for a letdown.
Trump game.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing. I never did.
Where you? Sorry about this, Steve. This is just for the YouTube. Sorry about that, Robert. Steve, I had to put Robert in the chair of shame because at 11:25 on Saturday night, Robert said the phrase "trap game."
No. Listen.
You straight to timeout, Robert.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. By the way, does Nick have a Christmas party after this or something? Or like what?
That is a nice looking sweater, Steve. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I decided to wear this, but
that's his. Nick has an alter ego. If people listen to the show, they know what it is. It's Howdy Doody, and that's now coming out in his. It's his club. No, that's who you are. It's by the way, I love how much too every time, and this is there's a joke to be made here, but all these nice Kentucky fans are always like, man, I'm glad you shut Nick up with all that lib stuff. I'm like, don't make me like you guys.
Easy there.
It's like if I'd wanted to go Kentucky route, I'm like, Matt Jones would be in trouble. If I ever turncoat and went full if I went full Kentucky fan,
a political following,
yeah, they would be like, yeah, I'm with this guy.
Steve just leg drops Randy Savage and just becomes turns Hollywood.
Yeah. I know. It would just be
okay. Back to your
okay, but here's the thing. The beauty about this team is they buy in so much to the 1-0 game plan. I don't worry. I don't worry that they're not going to show up. Like they showed up. Let's be clear. They showed up against Pitt. That first drive, they went right down the field and was Pitt. There was circumstances. There was, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there was things. Like, I don't like the narrative that, like, man, they just didn't show up against Pitt. Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. They did. They showed up. They made some mistakes. They were missing some guys. There was a lot going on there. There's no way I believe we'll walk in there Thursday and they'll just be like, well, they bought into their hype. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that won't happen. That will not happen.
Ironically, there won't be enough time to even see the hype.
No. And here's the thing. If any team could, it's this team. Listen, they are basically in the ACC title game with the win Thursday night.
Here's the thing, too. Here's the great thing about this, though, Steve. The reason you don't worry about them buying into the hype. I mean, okay, on the surface, macro, of course, the coaching, the prep has been great, right? You want to know what the best thing to stop people from buying into the hype is?
I'm listening.
Depth.
Yeah.
Hey, you sleep for 1 second, your snaps are gone.
Yeah.
Listen, and you know what, Steve? When this whole season's over with, right? And you're doing the postseason cigar on however our season finishes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what moment I'm just gonna relive? What moment is gonna encapsulate this entire season after the season's over with? When I heard that Coach Brohm at halftime of the Georgia Tech game. If I see that out there, you'll never play football here again.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Georgia Tech halftime speech where he's like, yeah, if I see that kind of effort, if I see anybody with that kind of effort out here, you're never going to play football here again.
But that's how truthfully, man, and listen, you're going to get into basketball in a sec after Jeff Brohm. I'll be honest. I've just got very little analysis on basketball. I just want to go to the game and watch it tonight and see what happens.
Right.
But when you talk of changing the culture, I think that's part of it. Imagine that. Brohm, you say, okay, Jeff Brohm changed the culture over the summer. Well, let me tell you what happened. They come out in the first half of the Georgia Tech game, and they kind of that wasn't very culture changing.
Yeah,
but part of that is him walking into the locker room and saying, "I swear to God, you'll never play. You'll never look me in my eye.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never
mm-hmm.
play for this team again." And I know some people that was in that locker room that said it got
Antonio.
Like,
wait, I'm sorry, Nikki got in my ear for a second. You said it got
no.
what?
I said I'll leave it at this, but I know some people that was in that locker room, and without saying it, that said it got borderline testy. Like, hey, I will push somebody. Like, I'm a coach. Like, hey, you'll never play for this team again, ever. We'll lose this game, and I'll cut half of you. Period.
Yeah,
but
you get my point. Yeah, right.
How you changed the culture, like again, there's, and I think that's where people do get. I'm not trying to bring basketball into the football conversations. Tonight's a clean slate. Let's get out there. Let's cheer. I'm ready to see something happen. I believe maybe Kenny Payne had a moment like that this week. So I'm not knocking, but that's where I think people want to see, and that's a culture changing thing. And Jeff Brohm did it, man.
Yeah.
And from that point, it was not the same.
Let me get this phone line real quick. Who do we got up first?
Antonio,
thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Good morning, fellas. I just had one question for y'all. I'm torn. I'm not sure that I'm happiest to see Brohm here or happiest to see Scott Satterfield in Cincinnati. I don't know which one is stronger right now, but you fellas, I'm asking y'all the question. Which one is stronger? And I'll hang up and listen.
Listen, I appreciate that call.
No question.
But there's no question.
Satterfield. No, I'm joking.
Look, I heard Drew this morning, and he's right. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah,
I
said it a couple weeks ago. I watched him on a press conference, and it was the first few games, I still had some
spice,
some spice, and then, dude, I watched that press conference, and I was like, okay, now I started looking at him as like a man in his house, and I'm like, dude, you're. I mean this. It's gonna sound a lot more disrespectful, man to man, as I mean it to be. But I'm like, can you imagine your family looking at you like, dude, you might suck. And I mean this like for real, man. And this is a serious subject for a man in the house. You know what I'm saying? And but I felt bad for him, dude. I was like, bro, maybe you just need to. I almost started to say, maybe let's get you a coordinator job, man, because I know he knows football,
right?
And I believe in his recruiting. I thought he recruited well. It's like, bro, man, it's a bad look,
or a super bad fit, or just a super bad fit.
Yeah, but I think but here's my thing though, Marcus. With that, I think the bad fit is Power 5. And I don't mean that nasty. I just don't think you're not a Power 5 head coach, man. You're probably a Power 5 coordinator or a Sun Belt, but I mean, that level head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence.
If that makes sense.
But I don't know. He's cursing now, Steve. So.
I mean, people laugh at Crackthorpe. Crackthorpe went to LSU as an offensive coordinator, took them to the national championship game.
Right.
It's find your
fit.
You're not a Power 5 head coach, man.
Lawrence, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
It pisses me off.
Hey, Marcus. Okay, hey, Steve.
What up, man?
What up?
I love football. It's great.
Don't do it, Lawrence. Don't do it.
Gosh dang it.
Don't do it, Lawrence.
No, I'm about to talk. No, I got to talk basketball.
Lawrence, we can't do that the first hour.
Sweet Jesus. Just let him get it out.
Get it out.
You're gonna ruin Lawrence's day.
Yeah, Steve overruled me. Lawrence, fire away.
Just get it out, Lawrence.
I just want to say tonight we start Jeff Wall's revenge tour and get back at Haley Van Lith. Then this Louisville basketball team, I want to see this team aggressive and dominant tonight, because Kenny Payne had to come out on Sunday and explain his comments after the game. Now, guys, they are trying to come after your coach. What you gonna do about it? You gotta do something.
Yeah, better play really good. Lawrence, I appreciate the call, man.
For the record, when he says come after your coach, he's not talking about other teams. It's somebody.
Oh, okay.
No, I like it. Though.
Okay,
yeah,
Steve,
yeah. Have some pride tonight.
Yeah. Who? Okay, first name that comes to mind. Guys who don't get enough credit.
Quincy Riley, man. It's time we start talking about Quincy Riley more. That kid is bored playing defense out there. You cannot. I'm telling you, teams are going into games and they're saying, you can't throw over there. He got one pass thrown his way, Marcus, in the Virginia Tech game. I mean, they're just saying, like, you can't just if three's over there, just forget it. Don't even look over there. I mean, teams are not even testing him. They're not even. I mean, they win at Storm Duck, and by the way, kudos to Storm Duck. But here's the kicker.
Do you know, Steve? That's exactly the name that I was gonna say, Storm Duck.
See, but here's where I would fight back on it, and you're right because you're right. But here's my thing. I heard Storm Duck's name a ton. And he should get all the credit in the world, but I'm making sure that people understand while you're pumped about what Storm Duck has done and what he did this weekend, and remember the reason you heard his name so much. Because they never said Quincy's name, because they can't throw a Quincy Riley at all. And kudos to Storm Duck for making basically every play. I mean, he was a monster, dude.
He pulled the trigger on a bubble screen. He didn't get the tackle.
Yep.
But you could see they're not throwing.
Yep.
Like on the interception. If you go back and watch it,
what a play that was.
He had peripheral vision.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell he
kudos
gave
to
up
Quinn for making the play, but
right.
Yeah, I mean, or
for
finishing
running,
the play.
running to the ball. Listen, running
to
the ball.
Yeah, turning and running. Absolutely.
Just watching how quick Storm Duck was attacking the play. I'm like, that's what you do when you have a lockdown corner and you're the second guy up,
TJ Quinn looked like Jalen.
I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah, because Jalen was so good in college at turning and running. You know what I mean? Like, how many tackles would Jalen get in college that it was a throw over the top and he got the tackle because he would, immediately balls up, turn, go at it. As soon as they catch it and take a step back, boom.
And expect that your teammate's going to miss the tackle and be there.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's how you get 24 tackles against Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's a pretty good Oklahoma team too. Pretty decent.
Baker Mayfield,
pretty decent little squad.
Samaje, P. Ryan,
all those guys. CD Lamb.
CD Lamb was I remember tearing them up.
They had
too.
CD Lamb and they had who's that other really good receiver, man? They had another really good receiver. I mean, that offense was
Texas says Mark Ivy.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And
that's a good one.
The phone lines are open, by the way.
That's a great one.
Yeah, 8150 93.9 is the number. 3831 93.9 is the text line. Shout out to Stanquan Clark.
Yeah, he was good. What about Chris Bell's hit on? I know you love this because you're a big, my guys that are starters that play minutes need to play. Did you see his hit on kickoff?
I forced you to. I listen. Was your arm bruised, Steve? Because by the end of the game, I realized I had slapped you on the arm probably 13 or 14 times.
I've taken a gut punch from Scott Davenport. I can take anything.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Because I was tagging your arm pretty good. I
still don't walk right.
What was Coach Davenport was showing you defensive stance, right?
Show me how defensive stance. Well, slapping my tummy. I was like, I'm never playing for you.
Wait, okay, so was there another player?
Oh man, there's so many because this really is a nameless team, man. Gosh, Jeff Clark had another good game quietly.
Stephen Herron.
Yeah. Ashton Ashton again is probably the best of the bunch, but that whole D line, man. Jody Demling said it perfect. I said it on here. He said they're numbers. They're numbers. You can't. As an opposing coach, it's 9, 14. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 58. That's how it is.
Texter, good call. Shout out to Josh Hurd. Take a second, give him his props.
Yeah, Josh Herb's awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, hey, you know what? If we're talking our sports, we're talking about our position of the program.
Josh was good Saturday, shaking hands, kissing babies. He was like,
look,
Dave.
He was out at all jokes aside, Marcus, he was out at the tailgates. He was going around. He was talking to people at the tailgates. He stopped by Virginia Tech tailgate.
We need to get the film breakdown of Josh Hurd.
I see him working that sideline. I mean, dude, he's down there working the sidelines. And listen, he gets into the games, dude. Like the close games,
right?
He forgets he's an AD. Watching that Notre Dame game with him and some of the games I've been down there and got to he migrates towards me and Blankenbaker and a couple of us I've noticed because he turns into a fan.
He's like,
and he is rooting for your team.
Ref, jackass.
No, yeah, he don't obviously don't yell at the ref, but he doesn't say anything. Blankenbaker uncomfortably yells at the refs. And
Blankenbaker was going out on the field, Steve.
Listen, he even I'm like, hey man, like, cut it. Did you see that picture Jeff Nunn got of me and Blankenbaker in the background of that Garendo touchdown?
I did not.
It's just fantastic. You just see us in the back celebrating.
Who makes you worry more? Blankenbaker at a game or Ethan Moore watching a little basketball?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I'm pretty bad, but I'll never forget, man. It's why when Ethan says something that I don't agree with, I've never once attacked Ethan, and I never will. Because
he cares.
That dude cares about this university, okay? Ethan Moore, if nobody cares about this university, he cares. So I'm like, dude, even if we don't agree, I'm like, you'll never hear Steve Rummage go after Ethan Moore. Ever.
Who do we got, Nikki?
Dave,
thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Life's good. Hey, I was out there Saturday night, and then I came home and, of course, had to watch it again. And at the game, the things that I'm just getting the biggest kick out of is all of our home games have been so well in hand going to the fourth quarter that, when they play the Joker and the Thief and all of us get up and just go crazy.
Yeah.
The whole team is out there doing the same thing. It's
awesome,
not
man.
like, the coaches gather around. Okay, we got to work something out. It's like the game is over. They're already celebrating with the team. They're waving towels around and jumping and it's just so much fun to see. And the other point is, you're at the game and you see Antonio Watts blow up a screenplay or whatever.
Oh, good call. Good call on Antonio Watts.
Then you go home and I watch it again. Okay, and I watch before the snap. U of L's, like the linebackers and the DBs are back there, and there's a twitch in them. They're like a bunch of cats waiting for the ball of yarn to move, and they're ready. It's like they know exactly what's going to happen, and especially Watts. I mean, he was fantastic in that game.
He was good, man.
And anyway, it's fun every week. Don't know if I'll make it Thursday. It starts getting late,
Yeah,
but,
that's understandable.
So we'll try. Okay, thanks, buddy.
Dave, I appreciate that.
Thanks, David.
Absolutely. I tell you what, we'll take a quick commercial break. Remember, Coach Jeff Brohm will be talking at 11 o'clock approximately, but we'll take a quick commercial break.
I think we might get a couple of injury updates too. So
definitely want to stay tuned. 93.9 The Ville.
Commonwealth Credit Union's holiday celebration is back. You can earn 3 points on every dollar you spend when you use my card to fill up your sleigh. Plus, use your credit or debit card with your mobile wallet for your chance to win $500. There's a new winner every week. Non-purchase entries are available and have an equal chance of winning. Visit ccuky.org/win500 to learn more. But hurry, this celebration ends December 31st. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently. Insured by NCUA. No purchase necessary. Call 1-800-228-6420 for details. Excludes business accounts.
If you hear basketball's bouncing, that must mean the weather is getting colder, which also means you're getting ready to find out if your heating system is ready for the season or headed to the bench. Right now from DFH, when you buy a complete Train system, you will get 10-year parts and labor warranty and 18-month special financing. It's hard to stop a train, so call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook.
To put in for, and if drawn, you'll be going on the hunt of a lifetime. But you can't win if you don't enter. So search for Kentucky Elk Hunt Drawing or visit fw.ky.gov and apply today.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every touchdown, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game or a player goes 2 for 2 at the foul line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary.
Thank you, man.
365.
It was way more than what it was. It was like $5, but thank you.
Has a gambling problem and wants help. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Cards fans.
No, I always get nervous. I'm like, did that go through or not? Yeah.
Pain.
Yeah, all right.
Arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Matzo Pie, Louisville's best kept secret, is coming to a 1020 craft brewery near you. The perfect combination of flavor, tasty sourdough, and thin crust pizza paired with local craft beer. Keep it independent, Louisville. Matzo Pie and 1020 Craft Brewery are your absolute go-tos for local brick oven pizza and craft beer. Now open at Douglas Loop in the Highlands and at 1020's flagship brewery in Butchertown. Visit matzapie.com for more.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
Oh, no. It's like Chappelle with a girl's boob. Remember that? You know the sketch I'm talking about? Yeah. Oh, yeah, mute.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maybe. 8150 93.9
Unmute.
93.9 is the station. Before we go any further, let me take a second to remind everybody that temperature control is and always will be one of the most valuable resources one could have. If you agree with that sentiment, then DFH Company is most certainly the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222, or you can look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Make sure you look into the Mitsubishi Mini Split, like the one we use here at the 93.9 studios, for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Steve, what has been the most impressive aspect overall? I know it's such a complete game that's hard to do. What have you been what is Steve Rummage, the football purist, say the most impressive thing about Coach Jeff Brohm and staff has been?
Really, truthfully, it's been the evolution of Coach Brohm. Watching him be so willing to change. I mean, if you had told me Louisville was 8-1, I would have said, oh my God. I mean, I can only imagine. The first place I would have went is to the quarterback numbers. I would have been like, what is that quarterback thrown for? Like, golly, you're just thinking. And his willingness to say, no, man, because honestly, can I be completely honest here? I'm going to say it. Okay. And if Jeff, if you're listening, Coach Brohm, I love you. And you know that.
It's coming from a good place.
I've always wanted Coach Brohm, but even I've said in the midst of wanting Coach Brohm, I would say Brohm guarantees you 8 wins. You're probably never going to really make a championship playoff. You know what I mean? I said, but you make New Year's 6 games. I said, but really, I said, it stinks. Satterfield is not working because I said, I think that style is more likely to win a championship one day. Coach Brohm has come in here and completely obliterated that thought process in year one. Because you're like, no, he's going to go get the dudes. And I don't have to worry about Coach Brohm saying, no, that's what we do. We throw it around. We trick play. We do this. We do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, man, he has lined this team up. We'll run over teams. And you know how hard it is.
I know.
Like for a coach like him to just be like, ugh. Now I will say, I'm not saying it's going to be like this every year. He gets a high-powered quarterback in there and some players. You're going to be slinging the ball around. Okay. You best believe that.
But Steve, this may be the final soul stone.
Yeah.
This might be the final soul stone where he had to go run heavy. Maybe he is can you imagine maybe his nerves, the final nerve of his to say, oh, my defense can do it. My defense can do it. My run game can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, is this what this feels like? Is this what this feels like to not be on edge with the play calling sheet over your mouth and freak? Man, this kind of feels good to not worry about 4th and 2. And being a genius.
To just line it up, man.
Yeah, just watching Jahar go over the line of scrimmage. He didn't have to be cute.
No.
You know what? Let's try this. And like I said, we know he's excellent at setting up runs and big hit runs, but just really.
Well, yeah, because I also don't want to make it sound like he's just like, he's not having to do no work. And it's like, just run the football.
Yeah, and when I say work, I say manage the emotions of wanting to do it yourself. A quarterback, a head coach. The responsibility of me running the play calls, me doing this, me doing that. Just like no. Like I have a team around me. I trust my guys who put together a good game plan. I don't have to spaz. Now I can focus on on macro more than each individual play. So yeah, this might be like you said, this might have been accidentally the best thing that could have happened to him. Is Jack, maybe be a little, I don't want to say shaky, but be a little,
I mean, he has to be more of a game manager, man.
Right.
I mean, I hate to use that because I feel like that's such a non-endearing term to a quarterback, but it's like, that's kind of what he is. I mean,
and the more game manager he is, the more you trust him too. Like,
well, he was what was he 11 for 12? I mean,
Yep.
he was efficient this weekend.
I shouldn't even do this. The Plummer family, I'm sorry, but I yelled at him on the Gatewood tight end. I'm like, come on, Jack. That ball's got to be in Gatewood's hands quick.
Yeah. I know.
And it's like, that's the one thing I'll say this entire show that I like. That ball's got to be in his hands quick. With some stink on it. You're too good of an arm.
But I mean, you're playing teams. I mean, down the stretch. I mean, give him credit. He's been there. He's played. You're playing a team in Virginia this week on Thursday that might not even have their starting quarterback. And Miami, Cristobal was talking just today or yesterday at a press conference and said they're not committing to any quarterback for this weekend against Florida State.
Do they have? So we're gonna have 10. We're gonna have 10 days to get ready for Miami.
Yeah. Yep. To go down there and to, I mean, you win that one, then there's no conversation. You're going to Charlotte. If Kentucky beats you 150-0, which I'd probably fire the coach. But
not working. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, this ain't gonna work, man.
Second loss of the year.
Yeah. 10-2. Don't care. We'll take an interim into the ACC title game. But I mean,
listen, you know what I'll do, Steve? I won't fire him. I'll just make him switch seats. Brian, get down here.
Yeah, right. Well, but here's the thing, man, and I think basically what you do is, I mean, if you win the next two, you come back against Kentucky knowing you're going to the Orange Bowl. I mean, because at that point you say, pretty much no matter what happens in the Kentucky game, I don't know that either team's going to blow each other out in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, win or lose, and I do think Louisville's going to win. I don't think Louisville's going to lose a home game. So let me be clear on that. I'm not sounding like a loser in that. But you're looking at, 10-2 to finish the year. You're going to an ACC title game. If Florida State beats you, they go to the playoff, and you go to the Orange Bowl. If you beat them, you go to the playoff or the Orange Bowl. So you're pretty much, well, you wouldn't go to the playoff if you lost to Kentucky. But
Steve,
you know what I'm saying.
Did you gamble at all this weekend?
No.
Oh, what? Well, you do have a DraftKings account, don't you?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey, you want to know what happened with my Moneyline Maven, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to do it, Nikki. We don't have to. Here comes the money. Nikki,
you sure?
Are you aware who let me down?
Sure? Because I played it. God, I forgot who it was.
Did you only lose one?
Yeah.
Of course, I only lost one, Steve. I've never been a weekend where I lost more than one.
God, was it? Wasn't Ohio State? Wasn't Penn State? Wasn't Washington? Wasn't
Texters? Tell Nikki.
Oh my God!
Who cost me my Moneyline Maven?
Of course, Nick doesn't know the answer to this because why would he care about them? I mean, God forbid.
Wait,
the Army, Nick.
Oh, Air Force. Damn it! Yeah, that's what it was. That's right. Oops.
And I can't even say anything, Steve.
Most un-American dude on planet Earth.
I can't even.
Did you bet it? Did you bet it, Uncle Sam Steve? No, you did. So yeah,
Uncle Sam Steve. Yes, Moneyline Maven lost on Army. I'm an Army brat. My God, how could you do this to me?
Wait, so did they win the Commander-in-Chief trophy with that one?
That might be Army Navy.
Jeez.
No, wait. No, what's the one for all three of the service academies?
Oh yeah, they got the
again, Uncle Sam Steve.
Look, it's not the Moneyline Maven trophy, and that's look. I wanted to come up with a roast, but it's like you can't roast the Army.
It's funny how Nick is not telling everybody to get out and vote tomorrow.
Okay. Quick side note. My fellow libs, ease the hell up. I have been getting bombarded with text messages and everything like that about voting. And look, stop drilling. You hit oil. Uncle Andy's getting my vote. But good Lord in heaven.
Well, he's not getting mine, so we just canceled it out.
There we go.
Boom.
Just canceled out your vote.
Okay. So we're going to go all the way
I thought
up.
the only DC you liked was Diet Coke. I guess not.
I didn't say I love him. I said he's the alternative. Okay.
He's Pepsi. So we're gonna go all the way up until we get actual Coach Brohm. So we'll keep burning through this.
That works.
And if you have to hit the top of the Nikki, Steve, do you have anything that you want to pass along to the people?
I don't think so.
Because usually we have a friendly reminder from Rummage.
I didn't think we had those this week.
Yeah, we always do, Steve. At least one show.
Oh, I don't
Put
think
a
we have them
boot.
this week.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville.
I just had a feeling that was going to be mean.
Put a boot on Nikki's car tomorrow.
Then I win.
Commander-in-Chief trophy.
There we go. Yeah, Nick is right. They do have one for all three. Oh man, how they play, kind of like they do.
That text line got nasty real quick.
Yeah, I love it. That's the way we want it. I live for somebody being like, "Oh, don't talk politics."
You dropped that smoke bomb fish.
Yeah. I love it, dude. I love how angry it makes somebody. It's like, no, you're not allowed to have an opinion.
Texas says Air Force killed everybody.
Yeah, but Army won though.
Air Force killed everybody.
Yeah, but it's
They're
saying
vets.
they lost.
I was gonna say. I was like, oh, okay. I thought. Never mind.
Yeah, that was funny. Well, yeah, there's that.
Who's winning on the text line?
Is
it a preview of the election?
The only DC I'm voting for is Derek Character. Vote for Andy here, so I redeem Nikki. This is like a text line versus battle.
Okay, I like this. I redeem Nick.
Look at that sky. Look at that sky, Steve. Do
That's
yourself
Nick's
a
fault.
favor.
I don't know why, but I blame Nick for that too.
Y'all just stay indoors. Stay indoors.
Is this a chemtrail thing or global warming? I don't know.
just throw him. Nick.
Just stay inside today.
Nick's like, just throw a mask on, go out.
Okay, Steve. Before we
Man.
Coach, is there
Coach Brohm? I'm gonna be listening for some injury updates. I think we might get an update on Jamari Thrash.
Got him.
Might get a little bit of update on a couple other guys. So
we
yeah,
gotta roll. Okay, here you go.
Let's do it.
No more. See you tomorrow.
Off that at the same time, we worked a passing game, we worked a play action game. We got to make sure we're still have the ability to be effective at that as well.
Jeff, you said you liked this defense from day one. Was there any particular aspect or reason that this defense is really they're kind of getting pretty nasty now in the way they play?
Well, I think we have good athletes on defense. They like to play aggressive. We have really kind of the perfect mix of got a few veterans that have played football, but really a lot more guys that didn't have experience, but yet they were hungry and they're out to prove themselves. And you want that on your defense, on your team. So a lot of these guys are trying to make a name for themselves and help their unit perform at a high level. We'll continue to rotate multiple guys in there as much as we can, which I think we have at multiple positions. The depth has helped us not only keep guys fresh, but when guys have gone down with injuries, whether it be temporarily or for multiple games, we've had the ability to adapt and pick the pieces up pretty good. So I just think, that and the scheme we're trying to run, I think, has gelled well together, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
With the quick turnaround, what are the sacrifices you have to make in terms of having less time to prepare, and your biggest concerns without those 2 extra days?
Well, I think we can adjust and adapt to that pretty well. We try to be forward thinkers in what we do and how we prepare all year and get guys ready, but yet take care of their body and get them in the game healthy and fresh and able to go full speed. So I think without question, it's a short week. We've had some physical games here. The pads won't be on as much. It'll be a little more mental learning, but we will be on the field and we'll go through all the same scenarios and make sure that we're not missing the boat on that at all. And you have to prepare that way. So I just think we'll prepare hopefully just as hard and just as long as we can without banging guys around on the field and being physical in practice and try to get guys to this game fresh and ready to play physical in the game.
Jeff, Garindo has really upped his game the last couple of weeks, and obviously you liked him when he was at Wisconsin. He's come in here, and man, he had his best game. What did you like about him? And I asked the Virginia Tech coach. He said, "Man, we would have liked to have had him. We recruited him. He had a great game, obviously, on Saturday. He obviously followed his blocks well and did things the way he was supposed to."
Well, he's a great young man. He's come in here and been a fantastic teammate from day one, been very unselfish. We feel like we have some depth at the running back room, and they all play a vital role. Of course, Jawar has made some big plays. He's very elusive. But Isaac's a different runner. He's physical. He can run downhill. He'll lower his pads. He actually has good hands and good agility for that size. And as far as straight ahead, he has really good speed. That is surprising to a lot of people. So when they try to tackle him and take an angle on him, they normally don't take the angle that they probably should have. So I just think he's been hungry. He's healthy. He's out to prove himself. He's a really good teammate. He's fit in well. And, we got to continue to, feed those guys and get them touches and let them go make plays.
Jeff, the home field advantage that has been created here, when you coach here as an assistant in this place, it's always been loud, especially on night games. But this year, it seems like that it is the energy, the buzz. Do you notice that? Do you notice the crowd? And is it an advantage for your guys the way it has been?
Well, first off, L&N Cardinal Stadium is a great venue to watch a football game. I mean, it's a fantastic venue, as good as anywhere in the country. So we take pride in that. Our players have loved coming out in front of our fans who have always been into the game and been loud and been vocal of wanting to win and wanting to, do great things. So if we can give that to them, they're even louder. They continue to, make a lot of noise and stand up and cheer on this football team. So I just think all those things matter. If we can create a tremendous home field advantage from here until whenever, it's a huge plus. And we've got to just continue to build that. I think right now we're in the process of building that to a level that we want, and we've got to stay on that path. But that's going to take good football play, teams that play hard and tough and smart and play to the end, and then fans that appreciate that style of playing football. And yes, we want to win as many games as we can, but we have to play that style, a style that people want to watch and want to come, pay their hard-earned money to be a part of, and that will have to continue this Thursday.
Hey, Jeff, you mentioned on Saturday there were quite a few guys nicked up after Duke, and obviously there was game time decisions for some of them. How do you try and manage some of those guys on a short week like this and a quick turnaround?
Well, it's part of the game, and yes, after the Duke game, we took some lumps as far as guys maybe not being able to play and having to really deal with some things that have popped up, and they were key players, but we're going to continue to try to still get them healthy and get them on the field. When that'll happen with a few, I'm not for sure. Some of them are day to day. Some of them may be longer. I think we got out of this game for the most part as healthy as we could, considering the circumstance. And there were a lot of new people that stepped in that were fresh, that did well, and that are continuing to be healthy. So I just think we'll work through it as much as we can. Every day is valuable. But to our guys' credit, even the guys that didn't play have tried to get healthy as fast as they can. They want to get on the field. And some of them are suffering, some pretty good nicks and bruises, and probably more than that. So I give them a lot of credit. They want to go out there and help their team win, and the other guys are ready in case they can't go.
Jeff, to follow up to the run game question, when did it become apparent to you that maybe you needed to tweak your offense some here and run the ball more? And did you have any team that similar to this at Purdue that was this balanced or not?
Well, like I said, I think, believe it or not, at Western Kentucky, one of our graduate assistants here, Ace Wells, who played at Central, 1 year led the nation in touchdowns. So he was a running back. So we've had the ability to do that. But, we've had good receivers where we've at. We've been able to throw the ball. It's about scoring points. When you're playing a high level of football, you've got to find ways to score points. We've had a few games where the deep play action shot has been very effective, and we have some others where maybe it hasn't. We've had a few games where the turnovers kind of hurt us, and I just think it got to the point where, okay, let's make sure we're getting points. So whether that's by air, by ground, let's get it to our playmakers' hands. Let's try not to make very many mistakes if we can prevent it. Let's be efficient in our drives. And I think the defense will dictate what we can do a little bit more of and not. And I just think having the ability to throw and run is vital to success. You can't be one-dimensional, no matter what you think about it. At some point, teams are going to take away what you're doing well, and you have to be able to do the other. So we got to continue to work through that. But getting points and taking advantage of limited possessions is important, especially early on. When you can set the tone early on and get a lead, it allows the defense to play even more aggressive, get after the quarterback, and the offense to be slightly more conservative and make sure we're not giving anything to the defense. And if our special teams are solid, then it helps us hopefully win the football game. But like I said, that's not always going to happen. We're not always going to get the lead. We're not always going to get off to a fast start. So when you don't, you have to be able to adjust, and that's what we got to make sure we can do.
Jeff, you discussed the home field advantage. Maybe the electricity is nothing like the beginning of the fourth quarter when they're playing Joke and the Thief. I saw some coaches dancing, the players dancing. What's that done for morale, and when are you going to dance?
Well, after watching a few of the coaches dance, we've had to pull the rope back on them a little bit. We don't want to embarrass our staff. But you know what? Truthfully, the energy that the fourth quarter brings, especially when the game's going the way you want, is tremendous. And I just think the fans are hyped up. Our players are. We kind of have to push them back to the sideline a little bit to make sure that we don't step over